Hello, I'm Drunkard Ninja, and this is my walkthrough for Valkyria Chronicles Chapter 2, Escape from Bruhl. This mission's a little different than the prior ones, as it introduces the concept of the tank, piloted by Welkin, and it's got a... Instead of killing all the enemies, you're actually defending a position in this one. So we're going to start with the overview. So at the start of the mission, you will not have Welkin. You don't get him till the third round. But you do start with these two town watchmen and Alicia by some sandbags. And this is the actual wall that you are defending. What's going to happen, you do get the first move, in which we're going to set up some defensive positions. And what will happen on the enemy's turn is the tank is going to move forward and just shoot the wall. It does that once per turn, and then with the extra movement, different enemy scouts and shock troopers will run at the wall and try and throw grenades at it. So on our turn, what we're going to do is we're going to move the two watchmen into defensive positions. This one's actually going to just stay where he's at, but you're going to want to crouch him to improve his defense. And this one we're actually going to move over to the sandbag wall and crouch him as well for the extra defense, as the enemies tend to run down this side of the sandbags in their attack. So that will be our first two moves. Our third move, we're going to take Alicia because she's the only one with a grenade, and we're going to sneak around this building here, and we're going to throw a grenade at this group of four infantry. We'll aim for the middle, and if we're lucky, we'll kill one, maybe two. If not, we'll at least damage them all, and when they move to attack the wall, it will just make it that much easier to kill them during their movement. Once we have thrown the grenade, we're going to bring Alicia back, and we're going to actually position her about where that town watchman starts for a third defensive position. That is the end of the first round. Depending how it goes, usually a shock trooper makes it up here and is crouched behind a sandbag. The only way to kill him usually is to get Alicia for your first move on round 2 and have her throw a grenade at him and either kill him or at least knock him out of cover to make it easier to kill him. Hopefully it kills him, and that way we can save our command points, as those that go unused carry over to the next turn, and that will give us more command points for the third round, in which you have to use the tank, which takes 2 command points to move each turn. So once we kill that one shock trooper, we'll put Alicia back in a defensive position and just end our turn early. That should give us a total of 4 extra moves for the final round. So then the enemy will have its turn. Tank will shoot the wall again. Maybe some infantry will be left, and hopefully we'll take them out. Once the third round starts, you will have to start with Welkin, as there is a wall right here that your infantry cannot get by, and he'll have to knock that down. So what we're going to do is we'll drive the tank, knock down that wall. Welkin will get to about here. Won't quite be far enough forward to actually shoot the enemy tank, which is positioned about here. So what we'll do instead is we're going to switch to the mortar and take out this scout. That will help clear the path for Alicia, who we'll use on the next turn. So once we've accomplished that, what we want to do is we're going to take Alicia wherever we have her, and we're going to run her past the tank, and we want her to kill this enemy ace. By doing that, it gives you a little extra experience, a little extra money that you'll use after this mission, and it also gives you a unique enemy weapon, which this one's not particularly useful, but if you're going for the 100% completion, it is one of the weapons you have to acquire in order to get that medal. So once Alicia has taken him out, hopefully we can do that in 1 turn. After that, that should give us 6 turns left for Welkin, and we're going to use all 6 of those if necessary to take out the enemy tank. So the first thing we'll do is move them closer, as close as we can, which will probably be about here. And if we're lucky, we'll hit them in the radiator, and that will just end the mission right there. If not, we'll shoot them again and again if necessary. But we should have 3 tries at this, and 3 hits to the tank's body will kill it as well as 1 shot to the radiator. So that is the plan, and let's see how it goes in the actual gameplay. Alright, so here is the actual mission, and I'm going to start by selecting my town watchman and putting him in a defensive position on the other side of the road. The enemies tend to run down this sidewalk, so you want them pointed vaguely up the road so you can shoot them as they come. And you want them to crouch so he has higher defense. This guy's not going to really go anywhere, but you just want him crouched for the same reason and pointed vaguely up the road. And then I'm going to select Alicia. Okay. And I'm going to switch to grenade. And I'm going to sneak her up on this group of 4 that's on the other side of this building. And hurt most of them, possibly kill spotted. 1 or 2. Not quite far enough.
Enemy sighted!
Okay, so I want it in the middle of them all.
Please hit!
Looks like I got 1. Looks like I got 2 in that. That just makes less enemies running up the wall later on down the road. Okay, now that I'm out of range, I'm going to bring her back here. Put her behind cover. And aim her vaguely up that hill. She'll turn when the tank moves anyways, but... And I really don't need to do anything more this turn, so I'm going to end it early. And you don't lose your command point when you end early. It actually carries over to the next turn. So it will really give me an extra move down the road, which I'm not going to need very many. And those will, again, carry over to the 3rd round. So the tank is going to shoot the wall. It'll probably get 2 or 3 shots in by the time we finish, but that's okay. It can take about 5. The main threat is the infantry units, because if they get to the wall, they'll throw a grenade, which does more damage to the wall, and you have a higher risk of losing the level. So that's why you spread them out like this, so they can peck away at them when they try and make their move on the wall. And don't worry about these guys getting taking damage, because at the start of each round they'll gain health. So that one got down to about 100 health. By the time it's your next turn for round 2, he'll probably be at about 140 health, like 3/4 health. No, this guy got through, so he's going to huck a grenade. So just to show you, see, this guy gained 36 health just from the round starting, so he's not likely to die. But unfortunately, he doesn't have a grenade to take out that shock trooper, so I'm going to have to use Alicia so I can get that shock trooper out of cover. And actually, it'll probably kill him, to be honest. Which it does. Okay. And then for the start of the third round, I want Alicia closer to where Welkin's going to emerge. I'm going to put her about here. And I really don't need to do anything else. Alicia will end up taking out this scout when he tries to move or when he shoots her. And these two extra units will probably end up running towards the town watchman anyway. So I'm actually going to end this one early. And that will give me 4 extra movement points for the last round. Alright, so now Welkin's going to arrive. And you're going to use him first because you have to bust down this wall so that he can actually get into the fight. And if you're like me and you're using mouse and keyboard, this is the only thing wonky about the game is controlling the tank. It tends to kind of start doing a wobble, which eats up your movement like crazy. So you got to kind of keep an eye on that as you're moving. Okay, that's about as far as I can get. I'm going to switch to the mortar. And I'm going to take out this scout hiding here so Alicia doesn't take any damage on her way to kill the enemy ace. And you're not going to be taking any damage in Welkin's tank. Because scout bullets don't do anything unless they hit you in the radiator, and they do 1 damage at a time. So. Alright, now we're going to take Alicia and we're going to go kill that ace.
Enemy unit spotted!
And I want to run right up to him to get the most accurate shot I can, because you have to hit him all 4 times in the head. Okay, with the ace down, at the end of the mission we will receive a enemy weapon called the ZM Car 1G. It's not very good, but if you're going for 100% completion, you will need that as one of the weapons.
Entering combat.
Now we're going to go back to Welkin's tank, and then you might have noticed that tanks use up 2 movement, so you have to gauge those more carefully than the standard units. But we're going to get as close to this enemy tank as we can, and you'll notice our crosshair is huge. So we have a high chance of not hitting this because of our distance, but we're going to hope we hit it. I'm actually going to aim slightly to the right just in case, then I hopefully will at least hit the body.
Now!
Which I did. And we're going to end our turn.
Here we go!
And we're going to get up closer. Try and fill that crosshair with more of the radiator than not. Okay, and hopefully it goes down this shot. No, we missed. That's okay, because we saved our actions from earlier. We get 1 more chance at this.
Here we go!
As long as it doesn't go wide, we should be fine. I've actually had it before. It missed so bad it hit the wall and ended the level for me. So just to be sure I hit it, I'm just going for the body. And mission accomplished. When you replay this down the road, you'll have tank mods that improve your accuracy and damage, so it's only really difficult this first time. But since we did it in 3 moves, we did earn an A rank, so you really don't have to replay it unless you don't get that enemy ace the first time and have to go back. But since we got him, we get the new weapon, the ZM Car 1G. And that is how you beat episode or chapter 2, Escape from Bruhl.